This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Flagstaff Micro Lite, model number 25 FBLS, and it has a rear bathroom, a large rear bathroom. So this is a how-to video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. So you see you got a power awning with LED strip. You have a TV mount out here with signal out and power. You also have a table here that hangs on here, a utility table. Outside speakers. This is the vent for the range hood. So if you can see, there's some little latches on each side. If you're going to be venting to the outside using the range hood, you want to push up with your thumbs on those so the baffle flaps freely and air vents to the outside. This is your water heater. The switches are inside. Just remember, never run the water heater without water in it. It's important. Here is another rail, and this one, your griddle which is right here, and the rack, or the griddle rack, they hang right on here. And using this quick connect LP line, you plug the griddle in right here to this quick connect underneath the trailer. So you want to hook up the gas. It goes right into the system and draws gas from the LP tanks. Okay. Let's look inside here. You have your cranks here. Okay. There is a table in here, as you can see, that stows in here, and also way on the other side is the metal utility table I told you about. But let's go a little farther. This is your hitch. It's a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. So we'll show you how that operates when you pick up. You have a power tongue jack. Okay. 2 LP tanks, which are full. 2 deep cycle marine batteries that are wired together for 12 volt output. So it's still 12 volts. It just doubles your storage capacity. This trailer is equipped with an inverter, so that's why that's important. Inversion is starting with 12 volt DC and inverting it to 110 AC. So I'll talk to you more about that when we get inside. And also there's a kill switch right here. If you can see that knob there, trust me, it's there. And that's to shut your battery on and off if you want to shut it off for any reason. While we're here, this is the most common way to get water to the trailer. That's the city water hookup. If you're camping someplace that does not have city water, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank here and use the onboard pump to pump water. I'll show you again. This switch is inside. This is an antifreeze inlet, so you can draw antifreeze into the system when you're winterizing. All that stuff is behind here. You can see you've got a canister for a water filter. You have your water pump here, so you can take care of all that right there. Let's see what we've got here. That's the utility table there. This is your dump hose. Let's see. Your fresh water drain is right there, that white gate valve. Then you have a black tank there. Come down a little farther, and you have your gray tank here. So keep that in mind. Now let me look in the back here. Yeah, so this does have a black tank flush. So after you dump your black tank, which is toilet water and waste, you can come back here with a hose at the dump station. You screw it on there, turn it on, it'll clean out your black tank really well, spray off the sensor so you get good readings. But like it says on the sticker, make sure you leave the valve, the black dump valve, open before you turn the water pressure on, okay? This is your 30 amp, 30 foot power cord, shore cord. Okay. This housing up here tells us it's pre-wired for a Furrion backup camera kit. So if you're interested, we sell them here. You can get them elsewhere. Either way, just make sure you get the right one that fits in that housing. It comes with a ladder, which is great because it makes it easy to inspect the roof. The manufacturer states every 90 days the roof should be inspected, so make sure somebody takes care of that. All right. Outside shower right here. And inside, where the furnace is running, considering it's cold. Okay. Okay. So, starting off with the control panel. We'll do it this way. Start off with the control panel. So you have, starts off, it says Wi-Fi Ranger, and then you got a switch that says Wi-Fi. This is equipped with a signal booster, a public Wi-Fi signal booster, which is up on the roof. Consists of an antenna and a router. So what you do is, with all your family's devices, your tablets and phones, you'll go to the Wi-Fi section and you'll find Tenton. Let me get close enough to see this. 3597. Tenton 3597. And you'll say, that's my Wi-Fi Ranger. So you'll put in a password to automatically log on to that Wi-Fi while it's searching for Wi-Fi. Then in a browser, you go to the bottom line here that says control panel, and in a browser you'll type in this address. You'll come to a password page, and you'll put in the temporary password, which is change me now 3597, and that'll get you onto the page. You'll be able to see everything the Wi-Fi Ranger sees. So if, let's say they gave you a password for a campground public Wi-Fi, right? So you'll look for it, you'll find it, you put in the password, and then it connects your system to the public Wi-Fi. So the idea is all your family's devices are going through the Wi-Fi Ranger, and then the Wi-Fi Ranger connects to the whatever Wi-Fi you're after, or you're intending to connect to. It's a really good signal booster. It's just a better all-around experience when you're dealing with public Wi-Fi. There are other functions. You can read more about it if you wanted to expand or do different things, but that's the basic function that everybody uses. You can always scan this code and see what else they've got to tell you. They have a lot of information on it if you want to learn more about it. Okay, so that's what that is. Then you have your water pump here. I told you the water pump is to pump water out of the fresh water tank when you don't have city water. It's also used to winterize the trailer. To light your water heater on gas, right there, and there's the fault light right there. And to light it on electric, or turn on the electric heating element, you do it right here. Like I says, if you drain your tank, there's a 1/16 hex. When you look at the water heater from the outside, you can unscrew that and drain the water. People do it all the time because you don't want to have stagnant water in your water heater for months at a time if you're not going to be camping. Just remember, when you put it back in, you let the tank fill before you turn it on. All right. You have tank heaters in this one, so you can extend your camping season. So all of your holding tanks have heating pads on them, and it just warms them up. So it has to get colder for a sustained period of time before they would ever freeze. So that's done right there. All your lights are here. Your 2 slide rooms here, and your power awning is here. Never leave the power awning out unattended, because the weather will trash it if you give it half a chance. So if you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in. Okay, this is your furnace, or your thermostat, I should say. It's very simple. Right now we're on heat. First of all, always leave it on auto for the fan speed. And then you got off, then you got fan. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Go all the way to the left is cool. That's air conditioning. Pretty basic stuff. And this is telling us you have this tire monitor that you can program. Inside your tires, on the wheel, is a sensor on each one of them. It's located directly across from the valve stem. Just so you know, that's what you would be connecting to. And you can program this to tell you the temperature of the tire, or the temperature of the hubs, I should say, and the pressure of the tires, that sort of thing. So that's interesting if you want to use that. It's it'll always it has like a built-in alarm, and you have a spread where you could set it 10, let's say tire pressure 10 degrees over and 10 under, or 5 over and 5 under before it gives you an alarm, that sort of thing. Okay. All right. This is, now here we get into the power part. Remember I told you it inverts power, and it also converts power. Conversion is going from AC to DC power. Inversion is going from DC to AC power. So we'll come over here to the inverter first. This is the button for it right here. Okay. So I just turned it on. If you're here, you would hear it kick on. So what it's doing now is it's taking energy from your batteries, 12 volt DC, and it's inverting it to 110 AC. What that allows you to do, if you don't have AC power, you can run small appliances basically. So I could come over here with an AC blender or any kind of gadgets or small appliances, and you plug it in there and it'll allow you to run an AC appliance without any AC power. Okay, it's limited in the sense that you can't run a microwave or you can't run the air conditioner. Those draw far too many amps, but small appliances, it work great. You don't have to leave this on. If you're not going to be inverting power, you can just shut it off. To shut it off, you hold it for about 3 or 4 seconds, and you can see it goes right off there. That's the inverter. So the receptacles are inverted, where you plug in. You come over here, and this is a typical thing you see in an RV, and this is a power converter. So when you're plugged into shore power, you have 110 AC circuit breakers. They're all labeled here. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. So you got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. So that's where your 12 volt comes from. Also, it's a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your batteries up front need, and it'll always send, as long as you're plugged in, it's going to be sending you amps to the battery to keep them charged. It decides how many amps. It's sort of smart in that way, in that it decides how many amps to send up there. So you have that when you're plugged in. When you're pulling down the road, your towing vehicle will charge their batteries, and then in between all that, your solar panel will be charging batteries also. So that brings us to the solar panel. Okay, so this is your, I don't know if I should have this on or off. Let's see here. We'll go on. So the only button you have to worry about, really, you can read more about this. There's an app for it, plus you read the literature. You go to their website, Go Power. They got tons of stuff on renewable energy, basically. But let me get to where I want to be here. Okay, so there's 4 screens on this one. You only have to push button B. A was used to select the batteries. You have flooded batteries, so we had to tell it that's what you have. It knows that now. So you just push B. 13.6 volts in your system, in your DC system, right, which is perfect. You push it again, and we're gaining 2.7 amps from the sun and sending it to storage in the battery. You can see the picture of the sun with the arrow going towards the solar panel. So right now we're gaining 2.7 amps. That'll change all the time, depending on the conditions outside. So right now the solar panel is charging the battery. If I push it again, it's telling me it's 100% charged, which is, and then again that gives you amp hours, 96, so it tells you how much energy is in storage basically, and then back to the voltage. So 4 different screens you get. Now if you come and you look at this and it's saying FUL, FUL, and it's flashing, it's telling you, it's not saying it's broke, it's telling you that there's no more room in the batteries for storage. So it's shut down the solar panel in the sense that it's not converting any power or storing any power because there's no room to store it. As soon as the level drops in your batteries, you know, your amps drop, it'll go right back to these normal 4 screens. So keep that in mind. You have a Bluetooth, so that means there's an app for it, and there's some other functions you can read about them. But that's your solar controller. So you know your keys are hanging here. Everything's keyed alike on this trailer. So I told you about inversion and conversion and the solar panels. That pretty much covers the energy part of it. I told you about the Wi-Fi Ranger. What else? Okay, we'll go this way. Excuse me. You have a fireplace in here, and there are remotes. See if I can find them here. Okay, these are your remotes here. Your fireplace has a remote. It runs on AC power, so you have to be plugged in. But there you have it right there. And there's different things you can do with it. You can change the intensity of the fire. There's a timer you can set. You can set the temperature. Right now it's kicking out the heat big time, so it's a really good space heater. You can change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit, or from Fahrenheit to Celsius, whatever. And so right now it's really kicking out the heat. So on those days where you don't quite need to use the furnace, you can use campground energy. Okay, so let me shut it off. This next one here is for your sound, and then this one is for your, that doesn't seem right. Let me look around a minute here. It's an LG. Yeah, that's the TV down there. Let me just see what he's got in these drawers so I know. This is your packet with all your literature in it. Okay, so your sound. You have AM, FM radio. You have Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly, obviously. You have a disc player here. You have a USB drive. You also have HDMI in. You have 3 speaker zones to select from. 3 is outside. Z3, this button here will allow you to set, let's say you're watching TV in here, or watching a DVD in here. You can push Z3 and set a different source, like the FM radio, and a different volume for the outside. So you can use the same radio will give you two different functions. That's done in zone 3, okay? But you have to read up on it a bit, but it does a lot, considering you're camping. And remember the apps. This also has an app also, I believe. I'm sure it does. I won't give me 100%, but I think it. I'm sure it does. This TV swings out. It's not a bracket, a swing out bracket. This bracket locks into place. You can see there's a barrel here, and then a clasp or a latch, or whatever you would call it. It snaps right into there, so it doesn't come flying out when you're driving down the road. I gotta pick up the pace here. I'm running out of time for this thing here. Your range works like any other RV range. These 3 are burners. This one is the oven. This one is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to, clockwise to spark. So there you have it. It's that simple. The oven, you have to light the pilot light down here to use it. Once the pilot light lights, you're still going to hold it in, hold this depressed anyway. Let me go this way. Hold it depressed for another, 15-20 seconds, whatever, to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Always travel with this in the down position. This is your range hood. And I told you about opening the baffle on the, if you're going to run the fan. Open the baffle on the outside. Okay, you got a light here. Microwave works like any other microwave. Refrigerator is 12-volt DC refrigerator. It has a compressor just like a regular refrigerator. It just runs on 12-volt DC. As you can see, a lot of space. Okay. I'm walking in circles here. Let me see. TV, obviously. Event, obviously. You have a wardrobe slide that goes in and out. You have storage underneath the bed. Come into the bathroom. You have a really good 4-speed fan. Right? Shower works like any other shower except for this thing called a shower miser, which is an eco device. You can read as much as you want about it, but what it does is recirculates water while it's heating up. Normally you turn on the hot water and it just runs down the drain into the gray tank until it gets hot. So you waste perfectly good fresh water, plus you're wasting storage space. You put it in this position and it will just circulate it around in a loop from the freshwater tank up to here by the pump, the water heater bubble, round and around until it heats up. So you're not wasting any water at all or any storage at all. Once it gets hot, it'll change colors real quick to kind of a beigeish color. You'll see it plain as day. And then when that happens, you just go back to regular regular position and use like a shower. So you're basically just saving water by using it, okay? And you could, like I said, you can always go to the website of these products and look at the product page and find out everything you need to know about them if you need to know more. The toilet has a flush pedal, as you can see. Works like all RV toilets. It sits right over a black tank, so you have to have a dose of chemical in the bowl and then stand on the pedal till you put at least a gallon of water into the black tank below along with the chemical, then you're ready to use it. If you don't do that, if you use it dry, the smell will be terrible and it'll get clogged up. So you have to have chemical and water in it. GFCI here. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI. Okay. I think that covers it. Let me look around here. These Flagstaffs are really, really good trailers. I'm not a salesman, I'm a mechanic, so they're really well-made trailers. Okay, I guess that covers it then. So, first I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Second of all, remember what I said about inspecting the roof. It's very important that you do that. It should be a part of your regular maintenance. When they say inspect, they want you have somebody, you or yourself or somebody goes up there, be very careful. Look at all the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation where water could get through. Look at the roofing material and roofing attachments, make sure they weren't damaged by, let's say, low branches or road debris flying up there. If you see anything, have it taken care of immediately. The thing is, you can't see the roof unless you get up there and look at it. So it's important to know what's happening because you want to protect your investment. So every 90 days or as much as you can, you want to inspect the roof, okay? And right now this is a winterized trailer. So there's antifreeze in the system, the water heater's bypassed, and it's set for the winter time, okay? So come spring you'll have to de-winterize it and get it going, okay? There's also some more things as you look around. You'll see like the other half of the TV bracket is here for the outside bracket. This is a water filter canister wrench. If you choose to use a water filter in there, some people do, some people don't. It's up to you. So, one last thing. I'm sorry about that. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green. If it's not green, get it serviced. And if it's not just a loose connection or something, get it replaced. It's very important, of course. It'll tell you if there's carbon monoxide building up or LP gas. Okay. All right. So thank you very much.